we're about to have our minds blown by Disney yet again with the Acolyte. I'll just say this. These first 2 episodes, they're pretty basic. They get you into the story and the world. Episode 3, I'm warning you now, it is going to completely lose everyone.
Holy shit.
I posted a mysterious tweet yesterday. I said, may the thread be with you. They completely redefine what the Force is. And
Look
you're
at
going to
Ryan.
see,
Ryan's ready to explode. Like,
you're going to see 2 mothers conceive twins, a bunch of witches that are, it is basically the Jedi turned into cops and child protective services. It's like they're the CPS of the galaxy. This went, okay, episode 1 and 2, whatever. 3 and 4, and get ready for pronouns in Star Wars.
Oh, no.
Hey man, I can handle like giant battle mechs having pronouns in Atlas, so yeah, I'm ready for this, man. I'm ready.
But
Chris,
episode 3, I can't. I mean, I'm literally considering having a funeral for Star Wars. Literally get everyone to dress up, wear dark glasses, give eulogies, play organ church music in the background. Because after episode 3 of The Acolyte, it will cause a lot of discussion. Aside from the fact that the show is cheap looking for all the money they spent, it looks cheap. Like the exterior scenes in a forest shot on a soundstage. And it looks very, very obvious. So
production-wise, it's not even good?
No. It should be no surprise, even with Leslye Headland, the manly, square-jawed, Lego-looking Leslye Headland involved, it still lacks male energy. It lacks up male energy. And here's what I'll say. You know what? I don't want straight men. I don't think any straight man, white, whatever, should be in charge of a women's cosmetic brand or a women's fashion brand. And by that same idea, I think the women that put together the show cannot make Star Wars for the audience that has loved it for years. It is just devoid of everything you used to love, not even shreds. And that 3rd episode, Ryan, you should maybe do a stream or you react to what you're about to hear. I mean, I was like taking screenshots and typing in some. It changes the world, and I'm just it's
how appropriate is it that the weekend basically after, or 2 weeks after, George Lucas goes up on stage at the Cannes Film Festival and says, you know what? Nobody understands Star Wars. Nobody fucking understands the Force. Disney Star Wars lost its way. We're about to have this, which sounds like it destroys the Force entirely, all while Dave, the fucking queer just claps his hands along as Leslye Headland destroys George Lucas's Star Wars. I love it.
It'll change things forever. And I don't think anyone's going to like it. And, you know, we'll get a lot of lesbians in space. That'll be great. Lesbian witches that conceive children. So get ready for episode 3. The first 2 tonight are going to be like, whatever. It's a police procedural with a murder and all of it. None of it makes sense. It's profoundly bad.
You are running the greatest marketing campaign in Disney Star Wars history right now for episode 3. And then after that, no one's going to watch it ever again.
It's going to be funny because like they'll see their viewing figures. It's like, it's going to be so for episode 1 and 2. And then it'll be a fucking huge jump for episode 3. Like, oh, wow, it's finally taken off. And then boom, nothing.
And then nothing. I can't believe that. I mean, I can't believe this. Again, Star Wars has been dead since I think I stopped watching after Mandalorian season 2, even though I did like Mandalorian season 2. I liked the finale. It was the Gina Carano stuff that really just drove me crazy about all that. And I was like, I just can't deal with Star Wars anymore. But it was already dead before then, to be honest. There's been glimmers here and there, but it's just so bad. It's so bad right now.
Why do I get Doctor Who vibes from all of this? It's like people who kind of know that they're on the way out with this franchise. They know that people aren't watching anymore. They know the fans are pissed off. And it's like created out of spite It's like, we know that you don't like any of this stuff, so we are going to fucking dial it up to 11 with all of this just to piss you off even more.
Well, here's what it is. This is Leslye Headland's personal story. He wanted to tell a story about two sisters who are estranged, which is right out of her real life.
Yeah, I heard this interview. It's awesome that she's given the opportunity to have a $200 million therapy session in front of the whole world. So, yeah.
And she's effectively taken the corpse and the skin of Star Wars, like Buffalo Bill, and just like put it on to tell her story. It's grotesque. It's filled with narcissism. I mean, you've seen the clips of her talking and all the interviews.
Yeah.
And you know what? Ironically, the guy who said that Anakin line of blowing up the Death Star, he's actually kind of good in the show.
Charlie Barnett.
Yeah, he's actually kind of good. He's a sort of by the book Jedi, and underestimated. He's actually a good actor, but he's shitty at lore. Say that. So,
did you play the same game that I played with the trailer, Chris, of try and spot the white guy?
The white guys are all sidelined or weak.
Right, okay. Fucking imagine my shock, man. Imagine my shock.
And these are the things that, like, again, going back to The Force Awakens, the marketing for that, we don't care about watching it for diversity. As far as, like, I'm not watching movies in 2015 going, where's the white guy at? You can't ignore it at this point in time. Like, look what they've done. And now it's actually distracting how much they go out of their way to not cast a person based on their skin color. It's, I think, for me, racism.
It just becomes hilarious. I think at a certain point it crosses that boundary between reality and just absurdity. And now I'm just at the point where I'm like, yeah, sure. Just make every single character a black lesbian in your story. I know you want to. Just go all out. Fuck it. Who cares at this point?
You're going to get it. You're going to get it. There are two mothers. In the first episode, listen very carefully. He says, you lost your mothers and family in a fire. Mother, and I had to go, wait, did she say mothers? I rewound it. Mothers. That's episode 1. And then that pays off in episode 3. You see the story of these two young girls, and the actress is terrible that plays the twins. It's just
Amanda Stenberg.
Why do people think she's so great?
She's not really been anything, but she's black, she's non-binary, and she's a radical feminist. So that's about all you need. I do have one question for you, because I know you got to go.
Yeah, I got it.
Should we expect to see a lot of Carrie-Anne Moss in The Acolyte?
You want a spoiler?
I'm just asking you, should we expect to see a lot of her after the first episode or two?
After the first episode, you would think you would not, because of her fate. And then she returns in a flashback.
There you go.
So
even the person, all the fucking marketing has been on the fucking Carrie-Anne Moss Trinity Matrix fight, and she dies in that fight. Is my assumption. I'm not asking you to fucking reveal anything, because you can't. But like that's what I think. That's been my guess, and I think
a lot of the marketing was pretty much her and the guy from Squid Game, whose name no one can remember.
Yeah.